So how would you rate your hike?
I guess it's like will be definitely 8 out of 10.
For a second I was worried that you would say something like I give it 9 out of 11. You guys wanted me to visit a Muslim country, so here we are. I'm willing to take this one for the theme. But the first time I see someone sleeping with a goat, I'm out. And until then, welcome to Malaysia. Today I'm giving you a tour of my brand new apartment in the heart of Kuala Lumpur to show you what $1,000 can buy you in Southeast Asia. And then we are hitting the streets to see whether or not Malaysia lives up to the hype. From playing with cute little monkeys at the legendary Batu Caves, to trying food inside the twin towers of KLCC, let's see what a day in Kuala Lumpur actually looks like. And before I would share some amazing news, please make sure you hit like and subscribe, because I already have enough watch time to get monetized, but I need more subscribers to actually make it happen. So the good news is that the owner allowed us to check in super early. And this gives us enough time to explore the apartment we got in the center of the city. The room itself is located in the middle of this 40-story tower right next to KLCC, and as you can see, it is very modern. I really like that it comes with comfy furniture, it has a fully equipped kitchen, a squeaky clean bathroom, and a dedicated workstation to edit all my videos. However, my favorite part is still this panoramic balcony, which faces west, so it will definitely give us some gorgeous sunsets. And you know, I'm super happy that I could find myself such a nice home, because I'm planning to stay in Malaysia for at least a full month, or potentially even longer. And now that we have the room, it's time for me to perform my dumb rituals that I pretty much repeat every time I move to a new place. The first one is jumping on the bed, and the second one is rolling around with the chair. Whoa. The chair definitely works! On top of the nice room, another cool perk with this building is that it has its very own sky gym. If you guys ever needed some motivation to get done with your workouts, now you've definitely got it, because this place comes with a banger view in all directions. On top of all this, the gym also extends into a sky deck that arches above the city, and it illustrates well how close we are to the twin towers of KLCC, which are located just a couple of blocks away. As I'm taking my walk around this rooftop, I must say that Kuala Lumpur looks absolutely stunning, and I can't wait to see everything from closer. But first, let's hop back into the elevator and visit level 5. Because there we have a gorgeous looking free time / wellness facility that I'd like to show you. So this lower deck feels a lot more private compared to the previous one, because it's shielded by the surrounding buildings and its main purpose is for recreation. And as you can see, here we have a whole bunch of swimming pools, a playground for kids with real grass by the way, and inside the wellness room we also have some jacuzzis, a sauna, and even a gas chamber. Oh no, wait, this is just a steam room. Never mind. Okay guys, all jokes aside, having all of these features in the heart of a capital city for less than $1,000 per month is simply insane. But before we get carried away, you should know that I plan to come back here later tonight and try all of these things after we are done with the sightseeing. And I'll also take you guys to 2 different restaurants to show you what Malaysian food actually looks like. So let's start with eating, because it's lunchtime and I'm super hungry. We are headed to this local restaurant close to my place, and I selected this one because it looked nice in the pictures, and I also saw that they have Nasi Lemak, which by the way is probably the most famous local dish. This Nasi Lemak please. And also lemon tea.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you. Alright, so our Nasi Lemak has arrived and it looks fantastic. The most important thing on this plate is the grilled chicken thigh, flavored with all kinds of herbs. Then in the middle we got a fried egg on top of some rice, and the special thing about this rice is that it was cooked in coconut water. Then we also got some potato chips, some cucumber slices and some dried fish, which is extra crunchy. Super crunchy. Then of course on the side we got some kind of sauce which tastes very similar to the salsa that we would usually eat with nachos. This lemon tea is also crazy good, by the way. Okay guys, so this meal was super delicious. I cleaned my whole plate. And now that I'm full, let's head over to Batu Caves, which is the #1 historic location on today's list. Hey, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
According to Bolt, we will arrive at the cave in a couple of minutes, and in the meantime, I'd like to share my airport experience, because I had a couple of issues after landing, which was a pain in the ass for me, but it might be valuable information for you. And you know, I don't want to complain too much about the flight. But to give you the whole picture about Kuala Lumpur, I must mention that the airport is a pretty bad experience. Getting through immigration took me a full hour and 15 minutes, which makes no sense because most passports do not even require a visa to enter Malaysia. Standing in line for 1 hour and 15 minutes was mainly an issue because by the time I got into the country, the baggage claim for my flight was already over and I had absolutely no idea where to find my luggage. And to make the situation even worse, the airport in Kuala Lumpur also looks like an underground labyrinth. Eventually I stumbled upon my stuff in the middle of a random walkway that was possible only because I use a phone app called Saily, which allows me to buy mobile data in every country. Thanks to Saily, I could start using my phone right away without buying a physical Malaysian SIM card, and this way I could track down the AirTag that I have in my luggage. But without an actual eSIM, this would have been simply impossible. So if on your next trip you'd like to try Saily, make sure to use my link in the description, along with the Salvo 10 discount code, to make your first plan even cheaper. Another issue that I have with Kuala Lumpur's airport is the transportation. If you guys land here, you basically have two options to get into the city. The first one is calling a cab, and the second one is taking the train that departs from the airport. And full disclaimer, I chose the train just for the sake of this video, because I wanted to see how it works.
We actually wanted to go by taxi first, but then we were curious how trains look.
Yeah, exactly, that's why I'm having the camera, because I want to try it.
Yeah.
It's part of the experience.
Exactly, yeah.
But now that I tried it, you really don't have to, because public transport in Malaysia is incredibly overpriced. Buying this one ticket for just one person was literally more expensive than calling a cab for an entire family, which kinda defeats its purpose. On top of that, the train doesn't even cover the whole city, it only stops at a few locations. So if you guys land in Kuala Lumpur, instead of taking the train, I recommend using Bolt, which is an app similar to Grab, except Bolt usually arrives faster and the rides are also cheaper. Batu Caves, for example, takes place at the very edge of the city, yet my fare was about $3, which is incredibly affordable. And now that we finally arrived, let's jump out of the car and start exploring. This place is a sacred Hindu site known for its huge golden statue and bright rainbow stairway. As I mentioned earlier, Batu Caves is far from the center, so it has a lot of animals typical of this region. I, for example, immediately bumped into a bunch of macacos and pigeons that are playfully chasing each other, and they are also competing for the leftovers and drinks. This little guy right here just sipped some caffeine-rich Red Bull as a pre-workout. Then he did a couple of pull-ups on a tree branch. And finally, he finished his workout with some chicken legs. A real gym bro, if you ask me. But meanwhile I was having fun with the animals. I also bumped into a group of super friendly tourists who were doing the same thing. And of course we all know that nothing brings us closer to others than having the same mental illness. So we started making silly jokes, we took a bunch of funny pictures, and eventually we stuck together.
Всем привет! Мы с Казахстана. Сәлемет сіздерме, сәлем бердік. Бұл кісі Венгриядан екен.
And now, grouped up with my brand new friends, we started climbing the rainbow stairway, which is almost 600 steps back and forth. Look guys, I'm not an expert, but I'm pretty sure that these many steps count as cardio.
Definitely.
To be honest with you, this part of the hike wasn't so funny, since the climate in Kuala Lumpur is incredibly hot. However, after reaching the top, the temperature quickly normalized, because we found ourselves inside a huge cave. I know. Who would have thought that a place called Batu Caves actually comes with a cave? But still, we really enjoyed it, not only because we stopped melting, but also because in the belly of the mountain we found some pretty cool Hindu shrines and relics. Okay guys, so I think it's time for us to take a sip of creatine after this heavy workout climbing up here.
And with this type of view.
Yeah, I love it. So all things considered, Batu Caves is amazing, and it is nice to see that Kuala Lumpur blends history and tradition with modern architecture. So how would you rate your hike?
I guess it's like will be definitely 8 out of 10. The minus points will be it's like too humid to enjoy it, and second one, the stairs are actually too straight.
For a second I was worried that you would say something like I give it 9 out of 11.
No, we are not on the Twin Towers actually.
Oh, really in Malaysia we have Twin Towers, so yeah, we have to rate the Twin Towers as well. Speaking of which, I have to rush back into the city, because golden hour is coming and I want to fly my drone around the buildings. I consider myself lucky because the weather is so nice today, which means that I can complete multiple drone flights in separate locations and this way capture the beauty of Kuala Lumpur from different angles. And yes, every frame in this video is captured by none other than me. Nothing comes from stock websites and nothing is AI generated. In fact, I have gathered so many clips from Kuala Lumpur that I simply cannot share them all in this one video. So if you'd like to see more, you should visit my Patreon page, where you can watch all my drone clips, not just from Kuala Lumpur, but also from other locations, such as Bali or Thailand. And as you can imagine, those clips are also amazing, so if you'd like to see them, you can find a link to my Patreon in the description below. Oh, please don't hit me, lady, please don't hit me. Lady? Okay. And now that we are done with the drone flights, let's head over to KLCC, which is a huge twin tower complex in the heart of the city. KLCC is probably the #1 signature attraction of Kuala Lumpur, and it is so tall that you can see it from all corners of the city. This is why most souvenir shops sell all sorts of KLCC related merch, and this place visibly attracts a ton of people who come here to hang out, take pictures, or enjoy the show at the fountain behind KLCC in this huge park. Okay, so this is the entrance to KLCC, and normally this road is for cars, but in Malaysia, with my size, I pretty much count as a vehicle. However, despite these buildings being so tall, only the bottom 6 floors are open to the public. These 6 floors function exactly like a traditional shopping mall with a lot of international brands. Plus, in the center of the building they also frequently organize celebrations for Christmas or the Chinese New Year. But for us the main attraction is located on level 3, where we can find a food court with literally hundreds of restaurants. Probably the most interesting fact about Malaysian shopping mall restaurants is that they sell legit meals cooked right in front of us. And this is a big difference compared to Europe or the United States, where food courts mostly just sell refrigerated garbage that they quickly reheat in a microwave. Somebody already started working on the calories. On top of high quality, the restaurants in KLCC also have affordable prices since most meals cost between 10 and 15 ringgits, which equals 2 to 3 US dollars. After walking a full circle and taking a peek at hundreds of restaurants, I returned to this small booth that caught my eye because their chef cooks the meals behind the glass wall, and the food also comes in clay pots, which is something that I've always wanted to try. This restaurant sells an iconic Malaysian dish called Char Teow, that is essentially a giant plate of chicken, pasta and mushrooms infused with a special hot sauce that is still sizzling. I mean, come on, how cool is that? Just look at my face and how excited I am to finally eat after running around all day and climbing an infinite number of stairs at Batu Caves. To have my dinner in company, I also invited a friendly local girl that I met in one of the shops, and according to her, this Char Teow was very authentic and very delicious. So dinner at KLCC definitely worked out well for me, and I can't wait to have it again. And now that I ate at least 6,000 calories on one plate, let's walk home and have a workout. Or get diabetes. I don't know which one's easier to do without getting hit. And you know, it is so funny that in Singapore, which is the country next door, jaywalking can literally land you in prison. Meanwhile in Kuala Lumpur, you cannot even go home without jaywalking because they simply have no crosswalks. And now, after spending a full day here, calling cabs, visiting restaurants and shopping malls, I don't think that Kuala Lumpur is more expensive than Bangkok. But for the same money, it is definitely much nicer. I just paid like $3 for a giant plate of food inside KLCC, and my $1,000 apartment is also fantastic. Based on my first impression of Malaysia, I would place this country somewhere between Singapore and Thailand. It has the very same metropolitan vibes as Singapore, because the streets are incredibly clean and the architecture is highly advanced. Most buildings have fancy lobbies with waterfalls and palm trees, just like in Singapore, but still the prices here are much more comparable to Bangkok. All things considered, I'm happy that I came here because I wasn't enjoying life in Thailand that much, and I already have the feeling that Kuala Lumpur will be much nicer. Here in Malaysia, there are no cannabis shops on every corner, and nobody is stumbling around drunk or high. Naked service girls are not selling their bodies on the open street, and there are no ladyboys either. So for a conservative person like me, it is refreshing to see that these forms of degeneracy, including woke culture, are completely banned from this country. The only rainbow thingy in Kuala Lumpur is the famous Saloma Bridge, which is an amazing colorful tunnel that stretches above a huge highway and serves as a primary passage to KLCC, or in my case, back home. And as much as I wanted to stick around and just admire this thing, it is time for me to have a quick workout in the Sky Gym, and then after having a pump, jump into the swimming pool on level 5. This is my friend Nisha, by the way, we are gym buddies. She's always doing hip thrusts.
It's the only thing I do.
Yeah, she's a one-trick pony, but she's really good at it.
Thank you.
Okay, so, long story short, I saw this bench earlier today, before I headed out for Batu Caves, and it's been on my mind since then. So I wanna start with some bench press, and then I wanna move on and do some incline presses. Like every single day, today is also a chest day, which means that I have to grab the heaviest weights that I can find, and then push them as many times as humanly possible. The fact that I can do all this on a machine that was normally designed for leg exercises just makes it even more satisfying. I think having a sky gym and a swimming pool inside the building makes the $1,000 rent a very good investment. Not to mention that this house also comes with a sauna that I will use almost every day. So picking a building that has all these extra features makes a lot of sense to me. Having a similar apartment in America or Europe would easily cost me 2 or 3 times this much. So if you look at Malaysia from this angle, it is easy to see why this country is such an amazing value for the money. As I was having my workout, the girl that I met in the restaurant also texted me to spend the night together. So eventually, I ended up in the swimming pool with her. This part for me was pretty surprising because I never thought that Muslim girls would date foreign guys. But hey, a win is a win, am I right? Do you know how you look in this curve?
No.
Do this.
Wait.
You look like a penguin from Madagascar. As a final thought, I must say that I'm incredibly grateful that I got the chance to live in a place like this. If you had told me a couple of years ago that one day I would grab my backpack and start exploring the planet, I would have told you that there is no way this is possible. But now, after China and Thailand, I just hopped on an airplane and came to yet another Asian country. Okay guys, back where we started. And it is time for me to check out because I'm just so drained. In every way you can imagine. If you'd like to see more videos from this region, including Malaysia, Singapore or Thailand, make sure to hit subscribe because I'm going to post a lot of content. And in the meantime, you can also check my similar playlist from South America by clicking on this card. Thank you for sticking around all the way, and I'll see you in the next one.
Get me! See you guys!